Have you ever finished an English conversation and then after 5 minutes thought, oh no, I should have said it that way? Or maybe you suddenly remembered a much better sentence after the English conversation was already over. If you have experienced this, don't worry, you are not the only one. In fact, almost every English learner goes through this. Hello everyone, welcome back to English with Gopi. Today, we are going to talk about something so important that is called staircase effect. Have you heard of it before? The staircase effect is that moment when perfect answer comes to your mind, but only after the conversation has ended. It is frustrating, isn't it? You know, you could have said something much better, but in that moment, your mind just couldn't find the right word. Why does this happen? What was the main reason behind it? Because during a conversation, your mind is doing many things at once. You know very well what I'm trying to say. Your mind is doing many things at once. You are listening, you are understanding, you are thinking, you are checking your grammar, you are worrying about your pronunciation, and at the same time, you are trying to speak. All these things are happening at the same time. That's a lot of work for your brain, right? But once the conversation is over, all the pressure is disappeared. Your brain relaxes, and suddenly the perfect sentence appears in your brain. Now, here is the good news. This doesn't mean your English is poor. It actually means your brain already knows how to answer to that question. Your brain already knows the answer, and it just needs speaking practice to make it faster. So, the next time this happens, don't get disappointed. Instead, do something very simple. Repeat the conversation in your mind. Think about the question again. This time, say the better answer out loud. Yes, actually speak it. Why? Because every time you do that, you are training your brain for the next conversation. Imagine someone asks you, what did you do this weekend? Maybe your first answer was, nothing, just home. Later, you realize, I could have said, I stayed at home and watched a movie with my family. Great, right? Say that improved sentence 3 or 4 times. The next time someone asks you a similar question, your brain will remember it much faster, and that's how your fluency grows. Not by just being perfect, but by improving after every conversation. Now, let me share a few useful expressions. Instead of saying, I remembered later, try, it occurred to me later. Instead of saying, I couldn't think of any answer, you can say, I couldn't think on the spot. Instead of saying, I found the answer later, you can say, the right word came to me afterwards. These expressions sound much more natural in everyday English. Before I end this video, I want you to remember one thing. Don't judge yourself by what you couldn't say. Judge yourself by what you learn after every conversation. Because every conversation is giving you a different experience. Every mistake is teaching you something, and every better sentence you discover today becomes tomorrow's confident answer. So don't be frustrated when the perfect sentence comes late. Smile and practice it, and be ready for the next conversation, because little by little you are becoming the English speaker you have always wanted to be. This is English with Gopi. See you in the next video. Bye.